Assalamu alaikum everyone. In this video we will learn how can we use if-else statement. First of all, we should know what is if-else statement. In the if-else statement, it is also called conditional statement, which says that if my first condition is true, then print my output. If my first condition is not true, else, then what should be written in the print statement? Print as it is. So now let's see the first example. I am using here the user defined approach by comparing two values for using if else statement. Let me clear what I am saying here. So first of all, I am going to use first user input, which is a I am using integer data type int input, enter any value, inverted commas close, bracket close. Now my second variable is b, so b is also an integer, int input, inverted commas, enter any value, inverted comma close. Now if I am going to use if else statement, then if what I am saying here, if a is greater, it means that if a is greater than b, then if my a is, if I have put the values of a and b, and if in the case if a is greater than b, if a is greater, then print what should it print? Print a is the largest number. So what does it do? It comes to the statement of if a is greater than b, then it should print a is largest number, then it print the value of a also in order to identify that a is greater. So if this condition false is false, does not occur, if a is not greater than b, then what should be the second condition? Else. It's very obvious. Here we don't need to write b is greater than a, because there are two variables, and in this case only one variable is greater. So we are supposing a is greater than b. If I have already supposed a is greater than b, then in the else condition there is no necessity to write b is greater than a. It should understood that the b is greater in the next statement. So here I will not using the command b is greater than a. I am just printing, because it is understood that if the loop comes at else statement, it is understood that b is already greater than a. So what does it mean? I will tell you. B is the largest number, inverted comma close, comma, it print the value of b also. Now I am going to run the code. Let's see what happens. So it is going to ask me the first value, which is a. So I am assigning a is 7, and the second value, which is b, I am assigning it 3. In the case we have seen that 7 is greater, it means a is greater than b. Then my first condition, which is print a is largest number, it should print. So let's see what happens. Yes, as you see that a is the largest number, comma 7, it means that as we have seen, 7 is the value of a and 3 is the value of b, and 7 is greater than b, so it has print a is the largest number. If you want to check the second condition, then run the code again. Now put, if it is the first value a, I am putting it 3. Now I am putting the value of b as 6. Now as you clearly seen that the a is smaller and b is larger, then it should print b is the largest. Let's see what happens. Yes, and it has print b is the largest number. So what have we done right now? We have taken two inputs A and B. First condition we have made is if A is greater than B. If the value of A is greater than B, print A is the largest number. So if it is questioned why we haven't used the second condition B is greater than A, because it is understood. If we have in the if else statement, you just need to worry about the first statement, because in the next statement it should be understood that B is already greater than A if it happens. Now in this case it has already been seen that B is greater as compared to A. So it has printed the value B is the largest number and it printed the value which is 7. So I hope you are clear with if and else statement. It is the syntax, basic syntax of if else statement. Now let's see another program. If you want to see another program to write the even number by using if else statement, to write the code of even number by using if else statement, then what should you do? Let's suppose A equals to int input enter any number. I'm going to write the code which is about even number. If you want to display here, then you can write like this hashtag even or odd number. If I have odd number, as you know that I have comment of, this means that this is not the part of code. If I anything that has been commented out, it means that it is not the part of the code. So this line is not a part of code. It is just for understanding. So this code is basically about even or odd number. How should you print? How can you print the even or odd number? A equals to int input enter any number. Now using if approach, if or else approach, if A is quotient of 2 equals to 0, it means if the remainder is 0, if anything which is divided by 2 becomes remainder and it gives the remainder 0, then it is obvious that number is even number. Now what I have said, it means that any number which is stored in the value of A, if it is divided by 2 and the remainder becomes 0, remainder equals to 0 means if the remainder is 0, then it will print it's an even number. Now what should be the next statement in the else? Else, if the number is not even, it is understood that the number will be odd. So I just print odd number. So let's see what happens with the code. Enter any number. I'm going to give the number which is like 9. So as you see that 9 is an odd number, so it has print odd number 9. Now if you want to check if any even number, then run the code again, and I'm going to assign 6 which is even number. Let's see what happens with the answer. So it's an even number 6. So as you see that 6 is divided by 2, it gives the remainder 0. If the remainder is 0, then it will print what? It's an even number, and it has print the statement which is it's an even number and the number is 6. I hope you are very clear with about even or odd number. If you have any question, you can ask it on the comment section. Thank you so much for watching the video.